Okay, here. It's kind of a relaunch thing I'm doing with Blue Collar Conservative. Created a new page on YouTube because the old page was dismantled and demonetized. So I have to build things up from the beginning. Currently in Facebook jail, so I can't post in Facebook either. Here from the lovely top of Mount Penn in Reading. Here, show you the view. In our scenic pagoda here on the top of Skyline Drive. All right. Lots going on. Going to start off with the illegal aliens at the border. The Biden administration's not doing anything. They dramatically brought the numbers down in Bidenville, the town that was under the bridge on the border. But they claim they're deporting people, but what in fact they're doing is they're shuttling them around the country. These planes have been going, a lot of the planes have been going to central United States. Planes with families of these Haitians are being dumped in Chicago. Oh boy, are they going to be in for it, those people. On both ends of the spectrum, the illegal aliens as well as the Chicago people. These illegal aliens from Haiti have disrupted flights, attacked flight crews and Customs and Border Security and Department of Homeland Security on these planes. They attacked a bus driver, forced the bus off the road, and fled. They were all rounded up. Speaking of rounding up, we had some Department of Border Protection Services agents on horseback being accused. Now, there's a technique to what those officers were doing. It's called cutting horses. It's how they cut an animal away from the herd and maneuver it. And that's what those horses were doing. And that's what those agents were doing. Instead of cutting a cow away from the herd, they were trying to redirect the people back to the shore. There was no whips involved. They're called split reins. They're for fast movement with horses. People who are who ride cutting horses use split reins. You ever see real cowboys? Split reins. You ever watch the show Yellowstone? No split reins, because they're not real cowboys. They ride with a single rein. They don't ride with two-piece reins. You ever go to a rodeo? You see barrel racing, stuff like that. But particularly cutting horses, it's split reins. I don't think barrel racing they use split reins. I'm not sure. I'd have to check on that one. But I think not bull riding. I think bronco riding. I think busting. I think those are split reins too. Or no, they have their hands in a rigging. That's right. Sorry. Correct myself. Now, the other thing I wanted to bring up was the fact that we have really a stunt going on TV with this TV show, The View. Everybody's going nuts because two of the hosts tested COVID positive. Now, the odds are very, very low if you're fully vaccinated that you'll have a breakthrough case. They happen, but here you have two people in a quick test supposedly have a breakthrough case, and they're both the lesser hosts of the show. In other words, they're the dingbats, the fall guys for the other people. They're the ones that are there to make the other ones look good. And that's pretty fucking hard to make Joy Behar and Whoopi Goldberg look good. Personally, I think the only thing that would look good on either one of them is a bag over their heads. But this is a fraud. This is a scam. This was a publicity stunt, because there's a lot of pressure on Kamaltoe, the cackling hyena, and she was going to be on. Then all of a sudden, we got to remove these two people because they had the COVID test. Guarantee you, those two dingbats will be on the set Monday morning. Oh, it was a false positive, or all this, some kind of fucking excuse. I guarantee you, they'll both be back on the set Monday morning. It's a stunt. Democrats and their stunts, they do them even when they don't need to do them, but in this case, it's to deflect the attention from Kamaltoe. And Kamaltoe was on there talking about the fraud with the horses still. It's been debunked. It's been debunked by the photographer that took the pictures and shot the video, said at no time were those people ever whipped. You twirl a split rein to let the horse know you want them to move forward in a specific direction. If you twirl on the right, that means they want the horse to move to the left fast. And if you twirl on the left, it means you want the horse to move to the right fast. I'm not much of a horseman. I haven't ridden one for years, and I know this stuff. So why don't they have? I'm sure they have people who are well versed in equine knowledge that they could put on as an expert to show this, but they don't, because that would blow their narrative away. Now, why am I up here on the top of Mount Penn to do my show? It's not a show. It's just a podcast, whatever the hell you want to call it. I'm up here to make a point. My family's leaving Pennsylvania, hopefully by the end of next month. And there are some real beautiful things here in Pennsylvania and Reading. And one of the most beautiful things here is the pagoda and the view from Skyline Drive. Unfortunately, Skyline Drive has been overrun, particularly in the evenings, with people that play music so loud it could be heard down in the city. You actually have vendors come up here to sell stuff. The crowds are so big. That's why the city had to close this area at dusk. And this was a nice place for people to get together until the people who moved here, the people who took over the city. And when I say the people who took over the city, I'm not talking about minorities, different minority groups. These were we had those same minority groups before this city was overrun. This city was overrun with New Yorkers. People from New York destroyed this city. Not Hispanics, not blacks, not whites, not Italians. New Yorkers are what destroyed this city. The lunatic leftist ideology, they can do no wrong, and this state left this place open with open arms. And this relates to the open borders, because this is exactly what's going to happen to the city when these people from outside the country come in, because a lot of these people are also from out of the country. It's not just New Yorkers. We have a real illegal alien epidemic here. So between the illegal aliens and illegal aliens aren't just Hispanic either. That's another thing that they try to make it when you say about illegal aliens. There's a lot of illegal aliens that come into this country, particularly in the Northeast, that are not Hispanic. They're a lot of Eastern European. We have a lot of Eastern European illegal aliens here, particularly from Romania. Now, they're as white as me, and they're here illegally. Now, right now on the media, on the news channels, you're hearing a lot about this poor child, Gabby Petita, about her murder and the suspect Brian Laundrie out in the loose. And I hear a lot of people crying about, well, we wouldn't be hearing none of this shit if it was a white person. Well, I want to debunk that right away with two instances. One of them local and one of them national. A couple of days ago, Darryl Strawberry's granddaughter disappeared. And he was not on the news or anything like that. But as soon as they found out it was Darryl Strawberry's granddaughter, they found the kid within 4 hours. 14-year-old girl is involved in the hip-hop scene. And she was found within 4 hours. And she's black. Darryl Strawberry name got mentioned. TMZ was all over it. For a while there, everybody forgot about Gabby, and they were looking for Darryl Strawberry's granddaughter, Mylisa was her name. Everybody's looking for her, and they found her. Thankfully, gratefully, they found her. Now another case that is sad, and that's locally. My next door neighbor's brother-in-law, I guess it's his wife's brother, has been missing since August. He was a cab driver. The police are kind of quiet about what went on, but apparently he was carjacked by a fare. His car turned up one place, his phone turned up another place, and he hasn't turned up yet. And he's missing. And there's media coverage of that, too. There's a lot of people trying to help look for him. Crime Alert's looking for him. Telemundo, the Philadelphia News. We're 80 miles from Philadelphia, but the Philadelphia News Market has come up here and done stories about it. Our local news has done stories about it. There's a lot of people interested in finding this gentleman. And he has a long name. I can't remember the whole thing, but at the end, I will post the flyer with this attached to this of his. Everybody's looking for him. I'll attach the. I'll put in of the video for him. But so all these Nat Maxine Waters and Joy Reeds and other dingbats out there saying, oh, if it weren't a white person, nobody would be interested. That's a load of shit. If someone's loved one is missing, people jump, and I've seen people jump around here in this town for him. I've seen people jump for Darryl Strawberry's granddaughter. So that's a load of crap. And Maxine Waters, well, what can you say about Maxine Waters? She lies as easily as she breathes. She's been pushing this narrative there. She's been pushing the narrative about the whips, and not a good person. Not a good person at all. Now, the other reason. I had a lot of reasons for coming up here, for going to other different places, though. I'm really going to be grateful when we move out of here, because it hurts. It hurts to see the town I grew up in, the neighborhood, the house I grew up in. It was getting bad when my kids were little. I couldn't let them play in the playground a block away from our house. To have 5 shootings in a 24-hour period, as we did this past Monday into Tuesday, is just really, it's really something. That 3 of the incidents are all within a block of the others, and another one was down in the south side of town. Another one was not too far from there. But 5 shootings in a 24-hour period is really, it's really sad how bad Reading has gotten. And like I said, it wasn't this way all the time. This was a commingled city. But you know what? Growing up in this city, you could get on your bike and ride all over town and not feel unsafe. It was that kind of town. There wasn't this crap that's going on now that has come to here, and it's a damn shame. And it's never going to change as long as Pennsylvania remains a blue state, and as long as it's controlled by Philadelphia and Allegheny counties. We have 67 counties, but really 2 of the 67 control the entire state, and that's ridiculous. We know there's voting fraud. There's been voting fraud for years in Philadelphia County and now Allegheny County after this past election, because more votes being cast in an area than they have registered voters. What do you call that? That's voter fraud. And the U.S. Attorney brought part of that voting fraud ring down when he arrested former U.S. Congressman Michael Ozzie Myers and 13 judges of elections that were taking bribes for putting in fraudulent ballots, stuffing the box. That's why parts of Philadelphia had 200% votes for years. For years and years and years, we were having this. And nobody complained because the Democrats ran everything. So to see this now happening just as bad in Allegheny County, because it was, I really think Trump would have won Pennsylvania if it would have just been Philadelphia County's fraud, but fraud in Allegheny County as well. And then they go, why you can't find fraud? You can't find fraud. If dead people vote, there's fraud. If more votes are cast than you have voters, it's fraud. You can't have 200 votes cast when you only have 100 voters. That's just a example because of the percentages. When you have 200% voter turnout, that means you're more than 100% fraud. And that's what we lost 2 congressional seats in Pennsylvania because of this last year. So fraud exists in Pennsylvania's votes, and I don't know, I can't speak for the other states, but there sure as hell is here. Now, we're moving to South Carolina. Our one son already lives down there. Our other son is moving down too. So our family's going to be reunited. And it's going to be reunited in a state where I will be comfortable living, not just because of how beautiful it is, how close we are to the shoreline, but knowing that my Second Amendment rights are going to be protected. Nobody's going to be coming looking for my guns. I'm going to be represented by in the state by 2 Republicans. My congressman is going to be a Republican. The mayors are Republican. It won't be this crap that we are dealing with Tom Wolf. Tom Wolf with his constant back and forth with the guidelines on COVID. Oh, I'm not going to put a mask mandate in our schools. What did he fucking do? He put in a backdoor mask mandate from his freaking health secretary, who isn't even who is an acting secretary, because she went to work down in Washington. Now, on 9/11, it was a big stage. Everybody was socially distanced. And different people gave different speeches that day. And that fucking goofball was the only person sitting on that stage with a mask, and there was nobody near him. And then when he got up to give a speech and there was nobody near him, he kept that fucking mask on like he was queer for it. This is how Wolf is. And this is how Fauci is. It's all about control. It's all about, earlier I went into my credit union and I got told I had to put a mask on. And I said, well, give me my fucking money and I don't have to stay around to put a mask on. They gave me my money. The check was already written. I called them ahead of time, said the check was going to be ready. So why do I got to go put a mask on? I'm vaccinated. Vaccines, I'm vaccinated. My wife's vaccinated. Trump got us these vaccines through Operation Warp Speed. And I had faith in them. I do not now. And I'll tell you why. My wife had horrible kidney problems from her second shot of Pfizer. And that's one of the side effects, is kidney problems. And she had stones and she had a lot of other issues. And it was not good. So I'm definitely not a big person for the vaxes, even though I have one. If you want to travel, you got to get it. But if you want to travel on a plane, you still got to, even if you're vaxxed, you got to wear the fucking face diaper. Now, I'm sorry. I'm gonna try to be more humorous in the future. Please I'd appreciate it if you give this a like and subscribe. Hoping we can move this forward and rebuild what was torn down by the tech people, and pass this around, share it. Appreciate that, and maybe I'll be able to remonetize this. And also, I'm not going to be doing everything from a car. All my stuff is packed up right now, and that's yet another reason why I'm going around to these places and showing them off. I'm probably going to go up to maybe Blue Marsh Lake for one, or some other places, and before I go. And I really hope you all take care. You all stay healthy. You keep your gun close, and just stay safe. Stay safe, and I'll be back to you soon. Thank you.